Kyle Kuzma Los Angeles Lakers situation is one of the funniest situations in the league to me. Not because Kyle Kuzma is bad at basketball or anything. I actually think Kyle Kuzma is pretty good. I know this is going to be a very unpopular opinion, but I've kind of become used to being a very unpopular person. So if you disagree with me, just let me know down in the comments below. But yes, I think Kyle Kuzma is good at the game of basketball. This Lakers situation is funny to me because the Lakers have had every chance to trade Kyle Kuzma, but for some weird reason, it's like they just won't. It was clear to me in the NBA playoffs that even though the Lakers suffered from injuries, this team had a lot of work that needed to be done. It felt like the Lakers were LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and then just kind of whoever. The Lakers drafted Kyle Kuzma with the 27th pick in the 2017 NBA draft. Honestly, with no bias or no Kuzma hate, I'd say that Kuzma has done a great job for himself. The NBA draft is full of question marks. We see lottery players bust all the time. 2021 is crazy. We've even seen players build their brand off of busting and change their narrative almost a decade later. The fact that Kyle Kuzma was picked 27th and made sure that he didn't fall out of the NBA is an achievement in itself. When the whole Anthony Davis to the Los Angeles Lakers thing started to gain momentum, I just knew Kyle Kuzma was going to be involved in any package that got sent to the New Orleans Pelicans. The whole thing was just a giant mess. I remember there was one point where I felt like the Lakers players truly resented LeBron James. Things had gotten so bad that Brandon Ingram started to hear LeBron is going to trade you chants while shooting free throws.
Percent free throw shooter. He had 14 points against Indiana back in November.
While I hated the fact that B.I. had to go through this, there was truth in the chants. Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart would all get sent to the New Orleans Pelicans. And somehow, Kyle Kuzma would remain with the Los Angeles Lakers. In Kyle Kuzma's first 2 seasons, he was a young player with a ton of promise. In other words, he was a major trade asset. His first year in the league, he averaged 16 points per game on 37% from the three-point line and 45% from the field. His second year in the league, he was up to 19 points per game, 5.5 boards per game, and he shot 46% from the field. While his three-point shooting dropped, you could see potential in his shot, especially considering his rookie year, he shot 37%. In college, Kyle Kuzma wasn't known as a marksman from beyond the arc. He was known as a wing, a 3, a 4 with a lot of talent that needed to put everything together. With the Lakers acquiring Anthony Davis, Kyle Kuzma's numbers would fall off a cliff to say the least. Which, if you were a Lakers fan, it wasn't the biggest of deals because you had Anthony freaking Davis, a generational big man that can do everything on the basketball floor. And of course, naturally, when teams acquire more talent, lesser talent stats tend to drop. Yeah, it sucks, but sometimes there's a small fee that comes with winning. Some players, they really don't want to pay that fee. They want the money, they want the stats, they want the accolades, they want everything for themselves, which isn't that far-fetched when you consider that most basketball players were the man their entire life, from high school to college to probably even the summer league. It's hard to go from being the guy to not being the guy. Caruso said a lot of players get stuck in the summer league because guys don't know their roles. 4 months ago, LeBron dropped the gem on the Kuzma situation. He said it all depends on what you want. Do you want to score a bunch of points or have a role on a team where you're playing for something more than the sum of your individuality? While LeBron's one of the greatest players to play the sport, I understand how sometimes it takes a certain player to be able to coexist with LeBron James. But you see, that's also part of the problem. If Kuzma was in Detroit or Houston or Orlando, he's probably averaging 20 points per game easy. Okay, you know what? Let me take it down a notch. I said 20 easy. I think he averages close to 20, if not 20 per game. Do I think Kuzma magically forgot how to play the game of basketball? No. Do I think that Kuzma's 6 points per game on 29% from the field, 17% from the three-point line, and 67% from the free throw line versus the Suns in the NBA playoffs reflect his true talent? No. I can literally already see the comments on this video. Today's game is all about fit. Does Kyle Kuzma fit on the Los Angeles Lakers? Drop your thoughts below. In my opinion, I think Kuzma would be a much better fit on another team. And right now, it looks like the Los Angeles Lakers feel the same way. Oh, and also, it looks like Kyle Kuzma might be preparing for a move himself with this super cryptic move that he just pulled. But first, we have to talk about the Lakers possibly trading Kyle Kuzma. Reports have come out that the Lakers are expected to try to trade Kyle Kuzma to surround LeBron James and Anthony Davis with better talent. Better talent. Okay, Los Angeles, I like the idea. Quote, the Lakers have grown frustrated with Kuzma's inconsistency and are going to look into trading him this offseason. The Lakers won't move him for cheap, but if he can be packaged to add better talent around LeBron or AD, they're going to do that. Kuzma will be on the trade block this offseason, and quite a few teams are expected to show interest. Now already, I've seen reports that the Kings and Thunder are teams to watch if Kyle Kuzma truly is available. Also, I've seen that the Lakers reportedly looked into a Kyle Kuzma trade earlier this season trying to acquire Spencer Dinwiddie. When it comes to Kuzma going to the Kings, a name that I've seen thrown around a bunch is Buddy Hield. Now this one is tough because I'm a Buddy Hield fan, and I think Buddy Hield is a great buy low target. But I think the Lakers can do a bit better right now than buy low targets. But at the same time, it appears that the Los Angeles Lakers have waited until Kuzma's value has hit its absolute bottom. I just don't understand why the Lakers didn't try to trade him earlier when his value was higher. If you were Los Angeles, you could have gotten a great return for Kyle Kuzma. And I'm not saying the return is necessarily going to be bad now, but I mean, come on, there have been trades that made too much sense not to happen. One of those trades being Kyle Kuzma possibly being traded to the Detroit Pistons last year for Derrick Rose. For those of you that missed the first round of the NBA playoffs, Derrick Rose looked like the Knicks' best player and at times the only player that cared or just really had any experience. Lakers fans, how do you guys feel about the Lakers trading Kyle Kuzma in fillers for Buddy Hield in fillers? I'll give you guys this. Buddy Hield does answer some of the Lakers' biggest problems, and he's a great buy low with upside. But here's my thing, so is Kyle Kuzma. I refuse to believe that Kyle Kuzma is going to just remain a 6'9" hustle player for the rest of his career. The way that basketball is trending, 6'7" to 6'9" guys that aren't absolute statues are starting to become more and more valuable. Now you guys can read into this if you want, I don't control what you guys do. But the streets are saying that Kyle Kuzma has removed the Lakers from his IG bio. Look, hey, it's wild, I know, but if a trade truly is on the horizon, I'm just shocked that it took so long. I mean, come on. This guy's trainer was beefing with LeBron James at one point. Bro, LeBron has gotten players traded for less. Right now, I'm sure Bron knows the clock is ticking. He's going to be 37 sooner rather than later. No telling how much time Bron has left in the league, and there's no telling when the Lakers will get another player of Bron's caliber. With the Lakers running short on draft picks and time, what I'm trying to say is this team needs to go for it all while the iron is steaming hot. Speaking of Bron, we didn't really talk much about AD this video. Anthony Davis updated us on his groin. Here's to hoping AD is in good health going forward. Some people think that this upcoming season is going to be when Bron officially hands Anthony Davis the torch to become the Lakers' #1 option in the 2021-2022 season. What do you guys think? AD showed me a lot in last year's playoffs. I think whenever that time comes, he'll be ready. Lakers fans, do you want to keep Kyle Kuzma? Who do you think Kuzma should be traded for? Do you think his 3-year, $40 million extension was worth it? Keep in mind, that's also a great contract for trade bait. Do you guys think that the Lakers have a big move in them this offseason or no? I also have to update you guys on Schroeder and Drummond soon, which is going to be pretty wild. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm Get Like Coop, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.